here are 5 reasons for taking your Social Security as early as possible. And I tell you, when it comes to Social Security, you need to research and look into a lot of these things to see if it applies to you. But the first reason why you might need to take your Social Security early is if you need the income. If you're not working, if you're 62 plus and you have no other place to get your income, you might want to take Social Security earlier than you planned for. Although what I will say is a lot of people tell me, I need to take Social Security. I need the income. And I'll agree with them that they need the income, but it turns out a lot of times they have other places to take the money from besides Social Security. Another reason people say, and you might want to take Social Security early, is you have health issues. If you're not going to live a long time, why not take Social Security earlier? Although when I hear that, I want to find out not just about you, but about your spouse. This is not an I situation, it's an us situation. If you're married, if there's somebody else somehow relying on your Social Security, it's worthwhile to consider how their health, how their longevity is going to play into it. Now, another reason you might file for Social Security early is because both you and your spouse are eligible for Social Security, and there's 2 of you, and you're trying to decide which do we take early? Do we take one early? Do we take the other one early? Do we wait? And you don't quite know. It's almost like flipping a coin. Which way do we go? Well, if you got 2 of them, perhaps you decide to take one later and one earlier. That might be a way to help you out. And if you were to take one earlier, generally speaking, it's the lowest one that you would want to take earlier. The lowest Social Security benefit goes away no matter who dies in the couple. So if there is one to take early, it might be that lower one, because that would go away when the first person dies. Now, another reason you might take Social Security early is if your spouse can't get their spousal benefit unless you are filed for Social Security. If your spouse doesn't have their own benefit, if their benefit's rather small and they would get help by having a spousal benefit, that does encourage you to take Social Security early. A lot of times when you look at the numbers, there's a lot of encouragement to wait on Social Security, but there's also keeping in mind, it's not just you, it's about you and your spouse if there's 2 of you. And having a spouse that cannot get the spousal amount unless you're filed is an encouragement to take it early. Now, definitely run the numbers, right? You always got to run the numbers, but that's something you want to keep in mind, that perhaps the fact that there's 2 of you and the spouse needs to get that spousal benefit, you would have to file in order for that spouse to get the spousal benefit. That's something to keep in mind. Now, the final reason why you might take Social Security early is because you're concerned about the future of Social Security. I hear that one all the time, and I encourage you to do the math on what I believe is going on for real with the Social Security system. Yes, in 2034, Social Security's trust fund is projected to be 0. At the same time, Social Security is projected to be kicking in almost 80% of the promised benefits. So if you're running the math and think you need to take Social Security early because of the future of Social Security, I would encourage you to run the math not with a 0 in the future on Social Security, but with maybe a 20 or 25% reduction. When you're filing for Social Security, whether it's early or late, I encourage you to learn the math around Social Security, do the math around Social Security, and probably follow the math around the Social Security system. If you want to avoid making big mistakes to your retirement, subscribe to Retirement Revealed right now.